and welcome to two Pogo set reviews. Just doing them together because they're both based on sets on He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. One set is Pogo PG set 8089 and the other one is 8094. Quite a big gap. So on the front row there, starting from the left, we have Tri-klops, and then we have Rattler, Sorceress, Faker, He-Man, Skeletor, Mer-Man, and Zodak, which reminds me of some Japanese tokusatsu stuff, if you just change the color of that helmet. On the second row there we have, starting from the left, Clortho, Dratos, Duncan, Evil-Lyn, Beastman, Many Faces, or Many Faces if you want to call them that, Whip Cash, and Trapjaw. You obviously tell that I have not seen Masters of the Universe. I've seen some videos about it, you know, and you know, She-Ra and all that. I know the most basic of basic. I probably saw one episode when I was a kid, but I'm not a big He-Man fanatic. I don't watch it that much. But what I can tell you is these figures are based on some artist's rendition online some time ago, and Pogo just copied the designs and did the molds. So yeah, still pretty cool. You got these custom molds there, and still for mostly regular Pogo prices. So that's pretty awesome. Accessory wise, I didn't have the minifigure plate, no spare hands or anything, and you got the weapons and. Because all these characters are custom molded, I'm gonna have to like look at them one by one, like properly. So let's start with He-Man. Now, bootlegs have already produced figures of He-Man before, but those are more in the style of actual like Lego prints and stuff. Whereas here you can see that they're all stylized, they have a specifically drawn face. Custom molded hairpiece, he's got a He-Man sword, a battle axe, and these shield pieces, which a few other characters also have, directly clip onto the arm. So they can actually hold two items while also having the shield. There's also a bit of like a molded detail there. Because you got the arm pack that's also molded, and there's printing underneath, but we'll look at the printing at the later. There's a little bit of gold printed like gauntlet on his arm and his back print as well. So yep, He-Man looks pretty good. And Ghost Faker is similar in print design, but you see the armor molds are different. He's got the same sword in orange, hair and armor in orange, but the armor is definitely different. And next we have Skeletor, who has the same armor pack as Faker there, but just done in purple, which would make sense. And the staff is a single piece. You got the goat head there, and a more circular shaped sword. This goat head, of course, is very similar to the Mega Bloks one, but it is not the same. It is a different piece. It just looks similar. And the goat head, if I remember correctly, is not detachable. It is a complete single piece mold. Let's look at Mer-Man. He's got a huge armor pack there. You can see his face in there, but his eyes doesn't quite reach the eye holes of the helmet. Whoops! Single side axe, kind of like a chibi axe, and here's a quick look at the back of the armor. It does look pretty awesome. Sorceress here with this like bird design going on, and the wing is just hard plastic. Pretty cool. And this weird staff thingy. Rattler here with a really nice Cobra helmet. It looks really awesome. And of course a Cobra staff, which is, again, it is a unique mold. It's not something that you would see taken from Ninjago. Tri-klops, again, his face doesn't show through, well, his eyes doesn't show through the gap of the helmet there. The armor pieces, again, just on the front, and the sword is pretty simple. And finally, from the first set, we have Zodak. Yep, he's got one of those armor shields that clip onto his arm. He's got, this almost looks like it's a nail gun. And the helmet, yeah, that helmet's really funky. Really looks like a tokusatsu hero. Like one of the cheaper ones not made by Toei. With the second set we have Evil-Lyn. That's a name I recognize, and he's got big molded boobies. Yay, I suppose. And that headpiece is pretty awesome as well. And got a magical staff. And Duncan here, now I definitely recognize that name, seen that character before. Now this, the helmet is pretty accurate, I do recognize him, and the armor piece there, and he's got this weapon here. And this arm piece there, there's no permanent attachment to it, it can come off. It literally just clips onto the arm. I'm not sure how they do it, but it clips on really well. Look, the arm comes off before the actual armor piece. So I think that's pretty awesome. It almost makes it like it's a specially molded arm, but it's not. It's a separate piece. You can remove the orange armor piece from the arm, but it's very stiff. So that's a good thing. You don't want it to fall off. really. Whipcash, yep, got a really nice arrow-looking helmet there. Looks pretty awesome. And this spiky sword. Is it the sword? Can you call it a sword? I don't know, looks pretty awesome. Trapjaw, that's another name I recognize. And again, he's got this huge arm piece thing going on. It looks pretty cool. Now this entire arm is made out of soft rubbery plastic that literally does just clip into the torso itself. Not only that, the minifigure hand underneath is a regular minifigure hand that just plugs into this rubbery plastic. That's a pretty cool design. Man face is there with, I'm soon, we'll find out soon, but I hope there's a second face printed in there because that's the whole point of this character, right? He's got different faces and this really big industrial looking gun. He looks awesome. I like the color design of him. That's great. Now we're going to figure that's not so great here. Beastman. You notice that he's only got one shoulder pad. That's because shoulder pads just plug onto the arm, and if you move the arm upwards, yeah, it will fall off because this shoulder pad is bumping against his armor. And another problem is the shoulder pad cannot attach to the other side. They're both identical in shape for his right arm, so they won't attach to his left arm. I'm curious to see if this is just a mispackage and someone out there has two left arm shoulder pads instead. And this whip here is made out of very soft rubbery plastic. Other than that, the helmet and torso like armor piece mold are excellent, just like the other ones. Kind of cool. But don't expect to have permanent shoulder pads for him. Stratos here, his head looks like some sort of weird Spider-Man thing. And he's got these arm pads which attach by having a hole that plugs onto the minifigure hand. So these are quite secure. They look like Canadian arm flags. But yeah, very simple armor design though for him. Mostly it's just the head that's a bit different. Finally we have this guy here. He does come with spare regular minifigure hands, and he also comes with this weapon. On the promotional image, he's holding this weapon with these claw hands, but that's physically impossible because the hole is too small. There's also no bump in the pegs for these claw arms, so one will argue that they'll slide out really easily, but they're not. They're actually quite stiff. So if you want him to hold any item, you have to give him the regular minifigure hands. And so these hands are mostly for display only, and they're pretty much useless. Although, quite surprisingly enough, they can just, you still move his arm just fine because the way these big arms are designed, they only bump out from this side there. They don't bump out on the inside of the arm, so they can still move very well. Well, sort of lizard-like head there. Looks pretty cool. The design of a lot of this have a lot of copy and paste elements. A lot of the muscle textures are pretty much the same as each other. The female have the basic shapes, but she has a little bit of added detail. He's got a different suit design and the belt buckle, but the rest of them, yeah, they're pretty similar. But I think that's okay, because if you remember the original sort of He-Man figures, yes, I'm not a fan, but I have seen them because they're that iconic. A lot of the figures are pretty much just same body, but a different head. And then, after He-Man, Masters of the Universe, you also have, like, Galaxy Warriors and all that, which pretty much copy the same ideas. So, yeah, I'm okay with the figures looking the same. And then quickly flipping these around to the back, they have the same, well, not issues, but the same as the front. A lot of it is just pretty much copy-paste, 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 copy-paste details. And, again, I'm totally fine with that, especially when you have all those unique molded armor pieces to cover most of the print. That's alright. A lot of figures also contain many repeated images and prints and designs from the figures from the first set. So yeah, just really not much difference here. And if you look at the back, oh look, secondary face for him, but no secondary face for many faces though. That's kind of sucky for He-Man fans. But yeah, the back designs again are also very repeating. We just looked at the back, mostly it's the face designs that are different with each figure, which is unfortunate for some of them because you're not going to see a lot of them with the big bulky helmets and custom heads. But still, it's nice to get these faces underneath. This is a pretty awesome set. Every figure has unique molds in them. The colors are pretty awesome. Like, just look at it, it's very colorful. It's huge, great saturations. If you're a He-Man fan, you like Lego, this is a no-brainer. You must pick this up. And for everyone else looking for unique parts, this is also a no-brainer. You must pick this up. And the clutch overall and all these big body parts and helmets, they're all pretty good and come off pretty easily. So yeah, aside from a few issues I have with the shoulder pads not touching and that weird crabby arm hand that can't actually hold accessories, even though it does in the promo pictures, this is a really excellent set. Even if you have one or two of the few like other He-Man bootleg figures, or maybe you have the Mega Bloks figures, if you want something truly in the Lego style and a whole set of all these characters, this is a must get. Subscribe, suggest, and comment below in the comments. Take care, have a nice day. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye now.